Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible. With special thanks to Revenant, Alois, Anerdinwarpaint, Dragon Matrix 7, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, Kazorm, Lima, Nathan Welch Jr., Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. With our brief detour into the cryptic sub-level resolved, I think we're just about ready to get this plot train to its destination. Though we are still a couple of passengers short. Irabeth, obviously, she's in here somewhere. And Waljif, though, based on what we've heard thus far, he is nowhere near here. I don't begrudge him that decision, but it is somewhat annoying because now we have to put up with Cam for the foreseeable future. So, thanks for that, Waljif. Let's get in there. Oh, I decided not to rest. I think we're okay, but we will fall back if need be. These ghouls have been maimed even more brutally than the others. Bulky lenses are sewn over their eyes, and various tools, from scissors to drills, are attached to their fingers. Their bodies are pincushions for long, rusty needles, threads still in them. They are plying their work on bound-up soldiers, still alive but with no strength to even moan from the unbearable pain. One of the ghoul craftsmen works his finger blades dexterously, slowly removing the scalp from a female warrior, all while chatting to her cheerfully. "You won't need this hair. Ghouls don't have any. It would all fall out anyway. Yours is good, though. Nice and long. We'll make thread out of it. Hair makes good thread. Maybe we'll use it to sew something onto you." Too bad paladins can't become like us. The light they have inside burns away our gift too quickly. I used to have a good paladin friend when I was alive. We both got bitten. I was transformed, but he just stayed the way he was. I had to gobble him up. That was too bad. If he hadn't believed in his little goddess, he'd still be having fun with us now. Another methodically tears off a soldier's fingernails, one by one, sewing on razor blades in their place. "The living like to swing their swords. When you're one of us, you'll forget all about those silly weapons with handles. Better to kill the enemy with your hands. Sink your fingers into their meat. Let the smell out. Feel the warm blood spraying. That is what happiness is." How terrible, disgusting, indecent. This talk about meat and blood makes me sick. Camellia inhales deeply and licks her lips. Damn it, Waljif. See what you stuck me with? Terrible things were done to these ghouls. Now they show gentle care to their prisoners, in their words and deeds. Just like some good knights. Ha! Darren's brows leap up. Quite the razor tongue you have there. You should write political sketches for the paper. What do you mean? Did I say something wrong? Sorry, please, I didn't mean to. I just talk about what I see. Quite right, my dear. Quite right. Finian's voice trembles. I've seen this before, only there was a hearth, and an anvil, and... No, I can't remember. Alright, let's put a stop to this before everyone starts having mental breakdowns. Busy with their disgusting work, the ghouls don't notice as you sneak up on them and strike. Lovely. I mean, the part where we snuck up on them, not all the other things that are happening. Cam. We need to get these guys off the prisoners. Nice, not a bad start. Yeah, now the right table's almost secure. We might just go ahead and tank that trap. Tagged one. I can work with that. Actually, can we get in there without setting off that trap? Hey, yeah, that works. Very nice. Now we just have to take down these guys.
Retreat is not an option.
Let's hedge our bets here. Just in case. Lovely. What have they done to me? My face. It's still human, isn't it? We almost became like them. Yeah, but you didn't. You're welcome.
I am helpful, am I not?
Sure. So he's just gonna hang out there, huh? That's fine. Take your time, buddy. Just, you know, maybe not too long. Some ghouls have pinned a soldier to a tombstone, covered with fresh blood. He doesn't fight back, but only begs them in a weak voice. Don't eat me, please. I don't want that. Did you hear? He doesn't want it. Well, all right. Let him go then. Dinner is cancelled. Let's go home. The ghouls burst into shrieking laughter. What if I really don't eat you? No one will touch you. You have my word. But first you'll have to do something. Eat some of my meat. The ghoul tears off a chunk of rotten flesh from his body and shakes it in front of the soldier's face. Eat it, eat it, eat it all and we'll let you go. But if you spit any out, we'll rip you to pieces. The soldier looks in terror at the piece of half-decayed meat dangling in front of his face, and vomits on the tombstone. The ghouls laugh hysterically. I've eaten a lot of cave delicacies in my time, but raw ghoul flesh? Doesn't sound like it would be very good for your stomach. Are you familiar with the phrase, "you are what you eat"? It's drivel concocted by the medical establishment to make people spend less money on delicious food and more money on doctor's visits. But on this occasion, the adage is perfectly true. Yeah, let's get in there. Busy torturing their prisoner, the ghouls don't notice you approaching until the very end. Noise. Oh, and that was too close. Time for stabbing. Thank you, Cam. Oh, come on now. Let's not do that. These two haven't gone, so they're priority. Interception.
You won't survive me.
Land. Oh, Abadar. I'll never eat meat again. Oh, yeah, you're gonna be all kinds of messed up. Same with pretty much everyone else we've rescued, but I'd say that's marginally preferable to a more ghoulish fate. An epitaph written in Tian is etched into the stone. I lost my honor in my homeland. I regained it here. Hey, good for you. This guy's just gonna hang out too. Well, whatever makes him happy, I guess. Ah. This would appear to be a slightly less successful gargoyle escape. Should have tucked and rolled. Alright, let's see what else we've got going on here. The disgusting stench of rotten flesh fills the room. Human bodies are impaled on iron hooks, hanging from the ceiling, like cattle in a slaughterhouse. Some of them are still, while others shift and moan. You hear a faint female voice whispering a prayer. "Holy Iomedae, deliver us." The voice coughs wetly. "Deliver us from the darkness, by your hand." After casting her eyes around the room, Camellia wets her lips and pointedly pinches her nose. "Commander Tirabade," the soldier's voice trembles. I don't want to die." "You won't die, soldier. You won't die. They'll come for us. The commander is on his way. Pray with me. Come on." "Holy Iomedae, don't leave us. Don't leave." The soldier's voice fades. "Come on. Can you hear me? Come on, speak. Speak." The soldier's hoarse voice grows louder, and then comes the cracking sound of torn flesh. "I'm hungry."
Hey!
Well, that is unfortunate, and also I'm really glad we just stood on the sidelines watching it happen. Also, I am very impressed that they actually did a hanging upside down from your feet attack animation. Commander, Irabeth has been impaled on a metal hook and is barely breathing. Her lips move slowly, and blood pours from her mouth with every word. "You came. And this is the commander of a knightly order? What a pathetic sight." Dude. "She's hurting, probably worse than I was, in the fire. We'll heal you, Irabeth, but..." Ember touches her shoulder. "You'll have scars. Maybe not on your body, but you'll have some." With your help, Irabeth gets off the hook. She sways with a moan, but remains standing. I feel like we're friends at this point. I can't be mean to her. "Irabeth, good to see you. You look like you've been through it." "I am alive. This boy is not. I've also been bitten." She lowers her head and you see a fresh bite on her neck. Praise the Inheritor, she protects me from infection. Otherwise, I'd be like him. Any idea what's next? Staunton Vane, the fallen paladin of Dresden. He is here, with the demoness. It's a trap. Please, be careful. That waste of space is still alive? Back at the Grey Garrison, I thought that eyeless beast only took him with her as a snack for the road. I mean, he still could be. And yeah, we're not going to go with that one. That one's just cruel. While Vex can be a cantankerous bastard and vindictive to boot, I feel like he'd primarily save that for people he feels have wronged him. Hey, can you walk? Nevi's got a camp set up down that path. Just head on down. She'll take care of you. Yes, I'll get there. Thank you, Commander. Yeah, she's not going to be in great shape either. We should probably recruit some, therapists?
Meditate on your mistakes. Might make you feel better.
I hope you appreciate this.
Oh, looks like I missed something. That's fine. I'll grab it on the way back out. Alright, we are right on the cusp of the last part that we played with Creed back during the beta series. So we know there's a boss fight right on the other side of this door. Let's burn off every buff we've got left. Which it turns out isn't actually all that much. Oh, though we do still have haste scrolls. Thank you, Waljeff. Though I am still pissed that you ran off and stuck us with Cam. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Up to, keep it up! Well, how do you like my soldiers? Oh, so much prettier than yours, aren't they? And my games, so much more fun!
The ghouls march in the square before the bell tower to the tune of Nulkeneth's cheerful laughter. You see living soldiers among them, wounded, frightened to death, struggling to march in step with the undead.
Playing soldiers? How old are you? 8?
The disgrace. Our camp was ravaged by an overgrown child with wings.
Darling, look who's here. It's the commander, come to return what he stole from you. It should have been you in command of this army. And these powers, they should have been yours.
You see two familiar figures in the bell tower. The fallen crusader, Staunton, watches marching ghouls with grim disgust. Minago takes him by the chin, her sharp claws leaving a scratch on his cheek, and turns his face to you.
Oh, darling, why so sad? Oh, please, sweetheart, say something. When you're like this, it makes me sad too. You don't want me to be sad, do you? Come on, smile. I did everything you wanted, even better than you wanted. The fools who humiliated you got what they deserved. Can you hear them scream? And now their commander will be torn to pieces along with them. Oh, it's sure to be a fine show. Just for the two of us. And we have the best seats in the house.
Her sharp nails sink deeper into the dwarf's skin. The demon's lips draw closer to his face. He winces.
This is too much. They deserve death, and what happened in Canabris was fair punishment. But this depraved torture... order your creature to finish them off, and we'll be done here.
Sweetie, don't tell me what to do. We were too soft on them, I think. Just remember the way they humiliated you. And for what? For your part in a heroic feat? And now they would take Dresden from you? Each of them deserves 100 deaths. The only thing unfair about this is that we can kill them only once. There now. Don't pout. Kiss me, my love, and let's enjoy the spectacle!
Her clawed fingers release the dwarf's face and move lower, stroking his broad chest. A tongue resembling a fat crimson slug crawls out of Monago's mouth and reaches out to Staunton's face. The dwarf turns away, and the demon's tongue leaves a moist trace of slime on his cheek.
Hey! Hey! What are you looking at? Look at me! I'm right here! Do I need to bite your soldiers' heads off for you to notice me? I can do it, you know.
Yeah, as much fun as it would be to, taunt Nulkeneth, I think it's pretty clear who's really in charge here. Hey, Monago, you want to call off old Bats in the Belfry here? Why don't you come on down? We can settle this, just you and me. And Kaz. Make it easier on all of us.
But why would I ever do that? You'd better come up to me. Not all of you, of course. Just your head will suffice. Nulkeneth, my dear, bring me his head.
The monster looks at you, and for a moment you feel once more that there is no one here besides the two of you. You feel his power, the same power granted to you. You realize that a battle is coming, the likes of which you've never endured before. But your opponent will soon realize the same. You feel his power, and his fear. A moment later, the monster strikes. Here we go! Nice opener. Okay, so we've lost Vex and we've lost Ember. Between the two of them, I think we need to prioritize Vex. And we are back in the game. Much to Nulkeneth's chagrin, I'm sure. Blades up. Hey, not bad. I mean, she's no Waldiff, but not bad. Bonk. That is fantastic. Please, keep doing that. Oh, why'd Vex dismount? That's weird. Yeah, don't do that. Like, 90% of my game plan is to just ride around on a leopard murdering things. If I don't have the leopard, then I'm just a murderer. Bonk. Oh, good. That was a Crusader. I mean, darn. It's unbearable. The roars of Nulkeneth, the hissing of the ghouls, the moans of the wounded and dying. All this melds into a terrifying cacophony, an agonizing song of the tormented world. This shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. It won't happen. Anger, pain, fear, all emotions subside. Boundless, triumphant power rises from deep within you. Now you only feel rage. A blinding flash illuminates the battlefield, lighting up the ghouls with their bared teeth. Terror flashes across the demon's twisted muzzle, and the despair on the people's faces shifts into growing rage. Well, I'll just assume that buffed us. I'm not actually seeing anything here, but that's fine. We were about to beat the crap out of this guy anyway. Bonk.
I'll cut you wide open.
I love this epic life and death struggle with Kaz just on the sidelines being a cat, smacking things as they run by. Alright, let's get in there.
Minato! Minato! What is this? How could this be? You deceived me, you wretch! You promised I'd become...
The dying monster at your feet raises its snout to the ugly sky of the world wound.
How? This shouldn't have... Why? Staunton, what is this? What should we do?
The demon yelps and covers her mouth with her hand. She grabs her companion by the shoulders and yells.
I can't do anything with these sores. It's no use. Darling, please do something.
Occult symbols appear on her face, and they flush red like bloody ulcers.
Calm down. I said quiet. First, just get us out of here. Then we'll decide what to do.
The dwarf gives her a sharp slap on the cheek.
Right. Let's fly away quickly.
Holding Staunton close to herself, Minago disappears. Nulkeneth lets out a long grunt and freezes at your feet, like a dirty heap of bloody fur. It grows quiet. No roaring or shrieking of monsters. No moaning of the wounded. No clamor of weapons. The dawn rises over the desecrated chapel.
What do you feel? Power? New abilities? All of this is so exciting.
Camelia's cheeks grow red, and her eyes are gleaming. She lazily kicks the body of the dead Nabasu.
Well, so this is how it happens. The second time the strange power manifests, just like in the Grey Garrison. Speaking of power, I doubt I'm the only one who found this demon, let's say, unusual. Stronger than any Nabasu ever described in the Order's bestiaries.
Regil strokes his chin.
I need a mattress, preferably a magical one, so it will fly along wherever I go, and be ready if you start shaking again. It's no fun getting thrown to the rocks.
What an unexpected sensation. Like a sip of the finest wine, a soul-sapping caress. The night was difficult, but for that ending, it was worth it.
The Aasimar rubs his hands over his face in pleasure.
How pretty. The sun is rising. Something is burning in you too, illuminating everything around you like the sunrise.
Ember looks at the breaking dawn. Man, that's gotta suck for Nalkaneth. Poor guy. I'm gonna miss him. I really like the part where he totally thought he had us and then we got new powers. Did you see the look on his face? The rays of the rising sun light up the gruesome battlefield, where once again you felt the strange surge of power. The road awaits. And just like that, it's over. Nalkaneth goes down like a chump, Staunton and Monago are sent packing, and Ember stands quietly off to one side, still paralyzed. Oh wait, are we not done? Welcome back, Ember. And now it's done. Bye guys, thanks for coming. See you at the next one, eh? Flail of False Hope. And some other generic stuff. +2 Mithril Flail. On crit, it restores 1d6 hit points to the wielder. But it's also locked to the bottom left quadrant of the alignment wheel. Yeah, that sounds right. A shame we're not really set up for flails. They are both stylish and impractical, which makes them a perfect fit for Vex. Of course, to effectively dual-wield flails, I think you'd have to be a fighter to get the appropriate weapon training. Oh, here we go. Ah, just vendor trash. And I guess that's it. Let's head on down. Meet back up with Anevia and the others. I think this is actually where we left off with Creed, so everything from here on out is relatively new ground. We've also got some mythic feats in the mix, but we'll hold off on parceling those out just yet. I'd like to have a gander at our options, make sure I know what we're doing with those. Though some of it is pretty obvious. Mythic 2 weapon for Vex and Regil, for example. Also, we are not actually done with the Lost Chapel just yet. Now that it's stopped storming, we can access areas with additional loot and bosses. So we'll probably tackle that next time. Put this new mythic power to the test. On a related note, I think I will go ahead and switch Regil off to Fearsome Leader, the Cavalier archetype. I've done some testing off-screen out to about level 12 or 13, and it works. It's handy. It's nice being able to move and also get off a full round of attacks, as Vex and Kaz have amply demonstrated. Regil looks at Sociel with contempt. Despite their difference in height, it seems it's the gnome who is looking down at his counterpart. You wanted to ask me something. I'm listening. Sociel lowers his head with cold respect. Thank you for finding the time to listen to me. It regards a personal matter. There was a woman in your squad. She perished covering our retreat. and I don't even know her name. But she carried this shield. It once belonged to my brother. Do you happen to know how she came to have it? A personal matter? Of course. How silly of me to expect a relevant question. Regil chuckles. After savoring the expression on Social's face, he continues. Her name was Marenta, and she turned out to be a better soldier than I thought. Too bad she still wasn't good enough to survive. She transferred to us from the Order of the Nail, the Extirpators chapter, if memory serves me right. I wasn't interested in her reasons for changing chapters, and she never gave any. Such transfers are not forbidden, though they are not encouraged. In any case, she already had the shield when she came to us, and the only way to find out where she got it is to ask her former chapter. But the gods only know where they are now, and which demons they are slaughtering. Thank you for your answer, Paralector. With cold politeness, Social lowers his head and bows before the knight, then turns to you. It seems I have reached a dead end. Come on, So, you can't give up just like that. It's your brother, man. Look, we'll find some way to get in touch with these guys. I am the commander. We'll figure something out. Perhaps if the goddess helps me. But where are they? Where do I even begin to look for them? If only I had a chance to talk to her while she was still alive. Socio looks away. I sound so selfish. She died, and all I talk about is what she could have done for me. But it's not only that. This shield was Trevor's treasure. He wouldn't just give it away for no reason. How did this woman get it? Did she deceive Trevor, kill him? Or perhaps the opposite? She meant so much to him that he gave her the shield voluntarily? I keep mulling it over, trying to understand, trying to imagine what happened to my brother, and what role Marenta played in his story. If she was still alive, maybe I'd have to exact my vengeance for my brother on her. Or maybe we'd sit next to each other, and she'd tell me all about their adventures together. She might have become my mortal enemy or a sworn sister. But she's dead. She's just dead. None of that will happen now. Do you understand? The cleric's voice trembles. Perhaps we'll meet these extirpators. I shall pray that we do. But I won't hold my breath. Social shakes his head. Let's talk about this later. I need time to gather my thoughts. Poor So. We'll have to set up a field hospital right here on the bare earth. Let's check in with the party, then we'll wrap things up with Nevi. I wonder if gargoyles could be used to transport cargo. One could set up gargoyle shipping stations across all of Mendev. No, Avestan. No, Golarion. Yeah, that sounds about right. Just let the gargoyles try to show up here. I'll chop their wings off. That's going to make it tough for Nenio to get her new shipping company off the ground. All right, Nevi. Tirabade. Let's chat. Anevia looks at you with apprehension. She warily reaches out for your shoulder, but then jerks her fingers away. That flash, this time it was even brighter than it was over the Grey Garrison. And you've changed again. Irabeth emerges from behind Anevia's back. Her body is covered in bandages, her hair is threaded with gray, and her voice is weak. It's as if she has aged a decade. You still came for me. For us, The half-orc's voice breaks. I thought it was the end. Anevia takes her wife by the arm, as if fearing she might fall. Commander, I admit, I've never believed in miracles, but now I know why the Queen put you in command of this army. Today, you did the impossible again, right before our eyes. You pulled your people from a demon's mouth, opened the road to Dresden for us, and you saved my family. Again. We've suffered some losses, but you managed to keep them to a minimum. Our army is strong and full of resolve. Yes, many died, and even more will die yet. Today, tomorrow, every day until the end of this war. But every day, there's another chance to save someone. She gives you a carefree smile. I hope these would-be crusaders will not easily forget the lesson this night has taught them. This night has left scars on our soldiers, on their bodies and in their hearts. But it also showed them that the power of demons is not boundless. We can destroy the demons. And we will. Fighting the demons on their own territory is better than waiting for them to come to us like they did in Canabris. We're on the right path. It might not be the easiest climb, but we'll be fine. Hey, why all the glum faces? We won! Come on! She raises her sword to the brightening sky. To victory! If we're finished here, I suggest we head back to the camp. The stench here is horrendous. Besides, I wouldn't mind catching up on some sleep. Is that right, Your Majesty? Are you tired? You don't like the nasty stench, huh? Should we put in a complaint that the demons didn't greet you with the proper etiquette? As if you'd know anything about proper etiquette. I will remember this night for the rest of my life. Darren's shoulders slump, but then he grins. I've always wanted to throw a bash in a church. I suppose this counts. Yeah, sure, I don't see why not. There was food, games, even a celebrity guest or two that we may have killed. Another thing, Commander. Your tiefling pal ran off the night of the attack. Nobody's seen him since. I'm not sure we'll be able to find him. He left without a trace. Anyway, I'll get the survivors back to camp. Let them rest up a little while at least. It was a scary night, but we've still got Dresden ahead of us. And off they go. Very slowly. Very slowly. And they're gone. We'll actually be headed back to camp too. There is more stuff for us to do here, but we need to rest and refresh before we tackle that. That aside, there are some loose ends we still need to tie up. So we might as well go knock that out. And then I think we'll be at a good stopping point. As the story unfolds, you draw closer to events that have the power to change everything. Some quests and locations may become unavailable. Proceed when you are ready. Duly noted, mysterious parchment. That, of course, is our warning about the point of no return, which I believe is specifically knocking out this last army. Once we do that, it'll trigger the final siege. So we need to make sure we tie all our loose ends before we do that. I wonder if Krennic has anything new to say. I don't think he does yet, but I'll check that off screen. I'll have to do a lot of checking off screen to see who else we need to talk to. Commander! Quartermaster Garms looks mildly embarrassed. So sorry to distract you, but I could use some advice. The soldiers are worried. Everyone can feel it. The decisive battle is coming. The big one. The one we started the crusade for. Some of the lads are getting real jittery, and I was wondering if there was anything I could do to help them. Should I ask the bards to come up with a rousing song? Or maybe throw a little shindig? Well, I will never turn down a shindig, but that isn't actually one of the options here. So let's go for the song. I do occasionally listen to the music. You do? Well then, I'll round up our bards after the sun goes down and ask them to compose a song so brave and fierce that Dresden will just fall into our hands. Yeah, don't oversell it, Garms. It's just a song. Commander. A slim young man, almost a boy, holding a shepherd's staff in his hands, looks at you with admiration and awe. He seems unsure whether to salute you or drop to his knees. Hesitantly, he simultaneously raises his hands in salute, as he bends in a deep bow. Hey, kid. So, you heard about Viscely, huh? The young man casts a glance at the altar of Abadar and sighs. I know it's not exactly the done thing for a priest of Erastil to tend an altar of Abadar, but what else can I do? I can't leave our soldiers without protection from the corruption of the Abyss, can I? And I can't leave esteemed Rathimus's work unfinished. Yeah, I hear you. So you were like, Rathimus's old assistant, right? I think we met once. My name is Cato, Commander. Cato the Shepherd, from Lastwall. I'm from a humble stock, village born and bred. I used to watch over the sheep. And once, when I was a boy, a cleric passed through our village. Old Jod was his name. Jod, we know him. He was a kind man. He gave me an apple, looked me in the eye, and told me, "You've got a pure soul, boy. I see you're going to serve Erastil, just like myself." Old Jod. Man, I haven't thought about him in ages. In fact, I think the point I paused Kingmaker at is, right where we have to decide his fate, and I just could not make up my mind. There's no way I could be a cleric. I didn't even know the letters. But when I heard of your crusade, my heart told me to join you, so I did. I may not know how to fight, but I can still help the warriors, heal their wounds, and comfort their suffering souls. I ran away from home in the dead of night, taking nothing with me, and came here. Since then, Erastil has started to give me spells, just like a real cleric. So that's how I came here. The boy sighs. At first, I just helped Honorable Rathimus, and then, since he's been gone, oh, woe is me. Okay, well, I will, leave you to it. I'm sure you'll do great. Try not to die. Yes, Commander. I'll be here if you need me. Forn, I see you're still kicking around. How may I help? Hey, Forn. After that attack, we're starting to suspect there might be a mole in the camp somewhere. Completely unrelated, but where'd you get off to during that whole thing? He presents his faceted blade to you with dignity. There are fresh notches on it. Fighting, Commander. A gargoyle's hide is strong, but I managed to pierce it. Then I was crushed under the hulking body of that monster. When I came to, the battle was already over, so I had to catch up to your army. All right, well, that is very convenient and also very sad. Yeah, I don't really trust him, but at the same time, that story's so ridiculous it might actually be true. Nira? How can I help? I'll be glad to help in any way I can. But how? That's the question. Yeah, maybe you can help me with this. When the gargoyles attacked, I noticed you were busy setting everything on fire. You have anything to say about that? Forgive me, Commander. She looks at the ground. Despite everything, I'm still quite unsuited to war. I belong in a library somewhere, not on the battlefield. When those beasts fell from the sky, I panicked. The fire, the screams, the monsters, the chaos. I ran to you because I could see you knew what to do. As for the fire, that was completely stupid. I just wanted to arm myself with something, but I knew fire wouldn't work on demons. Why did I grab that alchemist's fire and not something that would actually work? I don't know. It's not my first time in the wound, but I still haven't learned how to fight. Yeah, I'm not really buying it. You want to try running that by me again? Maybe add more details about, like, suitors and using alchemist fire as perfume. Fine. You want to know the truth? Her face cringes painfully. Here's the truth. I hate all of you. If I'd been there the day Arilu Vorlesh opened a rip to the abyss, I would have gladly handed her the ingredients for the ritual. I put the pheromone-soaked cloth in your pocket. I wanted those hellbugs to eat your smug face off. I was the one who set the tents on fire that night, and I told the gargoyles who to grab. Every day I was in your army, I did all I could to hurt you. Oh, the things I would gladly do to you. And it would be but 1,000th of what you deserve. Yeah, probably. She hides her face in her hands. When I was 8, I was auctioned off like livestock. Like livestock, they used a stick to train me to obey. Did the Paladins of Mendev help me? Of course not. Even when we passed through a Mendevian city, none of those warriors of good lifted a finger to set me free. Slavers aren't demons, after all. Yura looks up and stares at you, with eyes red with tears. The first time I came to the wound, I wasn't seeking adventure. My owner dragged me here on a leash. You think the demons bribed me? I was happy to betray him. Without a shadow of a doubt, expecting nothing in return. I poured a sleeping potion into their soup pot, opened the gate, and waited for the demons to come and tear them all to pieces. And me along with them. I didn't care. But the demons saw the real me. They made me a cultist. They offered me a chance for revenge. I'm here for revenge. I only want one thing, for the demons to devour you all. You, your queen, all your heroic knights. And after that, the whole world can burn for all I care. Oh, shoot, look at that. We've got a Callistria option and a Trickster option. Oh man, I hope those aren't mutually exclusive. Dang it. Okay, let's try the Callistria one first. Look, I get it. Callistria knows I've certainly stabbed my fair share of people, and I do appreciate a good revenge story, but you gotta be careful with that shit. Revenge cuts both ways. If you try to get revenge on everyone, then everyone's gonna try to get revenge on you. You can certainly try. You'll have to catch me first. But you will fail. You should know, I'm not done with my revenge yet. You and the other Crusaders. I'll live to spit on your graves. Cool. Good talk. You make some valid points, but, if I may rebut? Rebut. You do realize I'm not an actual Crusader, right? I don't even know how I fell into this gig. It just sort of happened. Far as I'm concerned, the Crusaders and the demons are two sides of the same damn coin. That doesn't mean I want everyone dead, but I certainly wouldn't mind teaching people a lesson. What do you say? You want to maybe rein back your indiscriminate murder fest and channel it towards something wildly less practical? We will also probably be killing a lot of people on both sides, but, mostly the ones who deserve it, like Halrin. Nira snatches the wand from her belt, ready to cast a spell. But her movement's slow as your words sink in, and she freezes in awe and admiration. Are you serious? I mean, no, you're kidding, right? But how did someone like you come to lead the Crusaders? Just imagine. The shock on Nira's face gives way to vengeful joy. By all the gods I've long cursed, how about that? Really, burning is too glorious a death for them. Let's put fool's caps on them all and let them dance. I don't know how you'll do it, but somehow I know you can. They're waiting for me in Dresden, Commander. I'll go there and tell them some pleasing lies. Let them think they got you. If they don't devour me, we'll meet again in the city. And if they do, then to hell with me. Good luck. If you manage it. Oh, we'll have a good laugh at all of them. Waving her wand, Nura opens a portal and dives into it. Hey, look at that. We have now sown chaos in the enemy ranks. I think. Or, you know, maybe none of this will work out at all and it will just explode in our faces, but such is the power of chaos. I knew what I signed up for. Also, Vex is dancing. That seems appropriate. Thank you, Vex. Anyway, yeah, I believe this is a good place to leave off. We do still have some people to talk to. 3, I think, but I'll double check that. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now, but we will pick up here next time, as we officially move forward into a post-Creed future. We have people to talk to, monsters to slay, and before too much longer, a city to save? See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon. Links are in the description.
Hey! What are you looking at?